Welcome back to True Crime with Christina. Tonight's episode contains graphic and violent descriptions that may not be suitable for everyone. Tonight, I'm taking you deep into the dark alleys of Moscow to tell you the chilling true story of a woman who fought for the truth. And unfortunately, she paid the ultimate price. This is the story of Anna Politkovskaya. Anna was born far from the cold alleys of Russia that she would later on walk with so much courage. She came into this world on August 30th, 1958. She was born in New York City, where her parents were working as Soviet diplomats at the United Nations. Even though Anna was born in America, her blood, her spirit, her full identity were all deeply Russian. When she was still just a child, her family returned to Moscow, a city of stone, of shadows, of silent fear. Anna grew up during the Soviet years, when speaking the wrong word could cost you everything. But she was sharp, she was restless, she was really brave. Even as a girl, she refused to stay quiet when something was wrong. She went on to study journalism at the Moscow State University, one of the most prestigious schools in the country. But Anna wasn't interested in writing safe, government approved news. She wanted to dig into the dirt, to expose the rot hiding under the official smiles. She believed that journalism was not a job, it was a fight, it was a duty. Anna married another journalist, Alexander Politkovsky, and together they had two beautiful daughters, Leah and Vera. But unfortunately, her marriage couldn't survive the life that Anna chose. She was receiving a lot of threats, the constant fear pressing against the front door. Therefore, they divorced, but Alexander remained supportive of her dangerous work until the end. Nobody ever suspected him in her death because everybody knew that they were friends. Also, the public knew that Anna's enemy were powerful men in suits, not her ex husband, not her friends, not her family. Anna rose to fame through her fearless reporting on the Chechen wars. While other journalists stayed behind barricades, Anna drove into burned villages where the air still smelled of smoke and blood. She sat with grieving mothers who showed her pictures of sons who never came back home. She exposed the horror of the filtration camps, the secret prisons where men, women, and even teenagers were beaten, raped, and sometimes disappeared without a trace. Anna's reports were not neutral, they were furious. She wrote, "The Kremlin sees human rights as an enemy. In Chechnya, the army behaves like an occupying force, not liberators. They kidnap civilians, they torture them, they kill without fear of punishment." In her 2001 article, she warned, "The lawlessness in Chechnya is not a mistake. It is official policy. Moscow needs the war to continue so they can continue their plunder." And Anna did not just blame the soldiers. She pointed directly at Vladimir Putin, writing, "We are hurting back into a Soviet abyss, into an information vacuum that spells death by ignorance for our society." Anna portrayed Putin as cold, ruthless, and determined to turn Russia back into a country of fear and silence. During the Beslan school hostage crisis in 2004, terrorists trusted Anna enough to let her negotiate for the children's lives. She wasn't on any side but the side of the victims. But Russian authorities blocked her. They did not want her to go in. Anna believed, and so did many others, that lives could have been saved if they had let her in. Every truth Anna revealed, every criminal she exposed, brought her closer to death. October 7, 2006. That was the day of the murder. The rain fell heavy and cold over Moscow, and it was also Vladimir Putin's birthday, a dark coincidence few can ignore. Anna did normal things that day. She did groceries, she ran errands, she was living life. She parked in the underground garage of her building on Liznaya Street. The air smelled of oil and concrete. Her boots splashed through puddles as she carried her shopping bags towards the elevator. From the shadows, a man stepped out. Without warning, he raised a black Marakov pistol. The first shot tore through Anna's chest. The second bullet shattered her shoulder, and the third one was the brutal and final one, exploded in her skull. She collapsed to the floor, her groceries spilling across the cold cement. Her tomatoes burst like bloodied fruits. A loaf of bread lay by her side, soaking up in blood like a sponge. The killer did not run. He calmly placed the gun beside her lifeless body and disappeared into the silence. This was not robbery. It was not a crime of passion. It was a professional execution. It was cold, calculated, and public. We have many theories. Theory number one: a Kremlin ordered assassination. Anna had humiliated the Russian government too many times, and also her death on Putin's birthday felt like a deliberate, chilling message. Theory number two: Chechen leaders. Anna had exposed warlords, and they hated her as much. Theory number three: it was maybe organized crime. She had uncovered shady deals between politicians and the mob. She had no shortage of enemies. At first, officials promised a full investigation, but it quickly became clear there would be no real justice. Suddenly, files disappeared, witnesses changed their stories, evidence went missing, but the police eventually arrested 5 men. Rustam Makhmudov, accused of being the gunman, his brother and uncle, accused of helping plan the attack, and Sergei Kadzikirbenov, a former police officer. The first trial in 2009 ended in acquittals. The public were furious, and they forced a second trial in 2014. This time, the men were convicted and given long sentences. In case you are wondering, Rostam, the gunman, was sentenced to life in prison. The uncle also received a life in prison. The police officer got 20 years, and the brothers were sentenced to 12 and 14 years in prison. A lot of people, even Russians, investigators, admitted that this was a paid contract killing, but the person who ordered it remain unknown. The real masterminds are still free. In 2011, a powerful documentary called A Bitter Taste of Freedom was released. It tells Anna's story through interviews with her children, her friends, and her fellow journalists. We see the woman behind the words. She was not a superhero. She was not a martyr, but a mother, a friend, a woman terrified and yet moving forward anyway. Anna said in the film, "I'm afraid, but I have to do this." The documentary shows how Anna felt trapped between two deaths: the death of being silenced, or the death that comes from speaking out. And Anna chose to speak until the very end. She was only 48 years old when she was murdered. Her death is really sad. She was a mom. a truth seeker, a woman who refused to look away when others did. They silenced her body, but not her words. Today, Anna's legacy lives on in every journalist who dares to speak the truth in the face of terror. Her life is a brutal reminder. In some places in the world, telling the truth is the most dangerous crime of all. Thank you for joining me tonight on True Crime with Christina. Until the next episode, stay alert, stay vigilant, and always keep an eye open.